Have you ever felt like you're on the edge of uncovering something life-changing, yet it remains just out of reach? The world of attraction is riddled with mysteries and misconceptions, leaving many men uncertain and hesitant. How many connections have slipped through your fingers simply because you didn't recognize the signs? It's time to bridge that gap. Imagine walking into a room where subtle cues unfold before you, silent invitations, delicate gestures, unspoken conversations. Women often operate in whispers rather than shouts, sending signals that most men overlook. Misinterpreting these cues or failing to notice them at all could mean missing opportunities for deeper connection. But what if you could learn to see these signs clearly? The good news, you can. By decoding these 11 signs, you'll discover a transformative approach to connection. This isn't about superficial tricks or forced charm. It's about embracing a deeper understanding of human behavior rooted in Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that champions mindfulness, self-awareness, and authenticity. Are you ready to elevate your game and unlock the subtle language of attraction? Let's begin. Sign 1. Prolonged eye contact. Eyes are the windows to the soul, or so the saying goes. But have you ever paused to truly observe the depth of someone's gaze? Imagine this: you're at a party, casually chatting with friends, and across the room, a woman's eyes find yours. It's not a fleeting glance. Her gaze lingers, soft yet deliberate, as if she's studying you, trying to uncover the layers of your personality. What does it mean when her eyes stay on you for just a little too long? Prolonged eye contact is more than just a casual coincidence. It's her silent invitation, a way of drawing you into her world without uttering a word. But why is this so powerful? Because in that moment, she's choosing to focus solely on you, blocking out the noise and distractions around her. Now, let's dive deeper. When a woman holds eye contact, it could indicate that she's intrigued, captivated, or perhaps even slightly nervous in your presence. There's a magnetic pull in that gaze. If you notice her looking at you and then quickly looking away when caught, that's her subtle way of saying, "You caught me noticing you." It's an unspoken dance, a blend of curiosity and vulnerability. Why does this matter? Because Stoicism teaches us the value of mindfulness, of being present in every interaction. If you're lost in your own thoughts or distracted by your surroundings, you'll miss these delicate cues. Her prolonged gaze is a message wrapped in subtlety, waiting for you to unravel its meaning. Prolonged eye contact also breaks the barrier between superficial interaction and deeper connection. Through her eyes, she's not just seeing you, she's seeking to understand you. Is she tracing the curve of your smile, watching how your expressions shift with your words? The eyes reveal a desire for more understanding, more intimacy, more of you. But here's the real question. How do you respond? Do you look away awkwardly, unsure of her intentions? Or do you hold her gaze with the calm confidence of a man grounded in self-awareness? Eye contact is a two-way street, and your response sets the tone for what follows. A warm, steady gaze tells her you're not only aware of her attention but also open to the connection she's offering. The beauty of this sign lies in its simplicity. It's quiet yet powerful, subtle yet striking. It bypasses the need for words and dives straight into the realm of emotions and intentions. So the next time you catch her looking at you from across the room, don't shy away. Embrace the moment. Hold her gaze with the poise and confidence of a man who understands the art of connection. In the world of Stoicism, every interaction is an opportunity to practice presence and composure. Recognizing her prolonged eye contact not only strengthens your ability to connect but also sharpens your awareness of the unspoken language of attraction. You're not just a passive observer, you're an active participant in the beautiful dance of human connection. Are you ready to catch her next gaze? Stay tuned. There are 10 more signs waiting to be uncovered, each offering a unique glimpse into the subtle ways a woman seeks your attention. Sign 2. She leans towards you. Have you ever been deep in conversation with someone and noticed they unconsciously lean in, closing the gap between you? It's a seemingly small gesture, but it speaks volumes. When a woman leans towards you, she's doing more than just adjusting her posture. She's signaling interest, curiosity, and perhaps even admiration. Picture this. You're seated across from her at a bustling cafe. The world around you hums with noise, but her body language tells you she's tuned in only to you. She tips her head slightly, her shoulder angled in your direction, and her torso leans just a little closer as you speak. Why? Because she wants to bridge the physical and emotional space between you. Leaning in isn't merely about hearing you better. It's about being drawn into your orbit. This subtle shift conveys a deep engagement with your words and presence. It's her non-verbal way of saying, "I'm here. I'm invested in this moment with you." From a Stoic perspective, recognizing this gesture requires a calm, observant mind. Stoicism teaches us to perceive the world clearly, unclouded by distractions or preconceived notions. In this case, her leaning in is not random. It's an intentional action, whether conscious or subconscious, designed to foster closeness and connection. But how do you respond when she leans towards you? The worst thing you could do is retreat, physically or emotionally. Instead, meet her gesture with one of your own. Lean in slightly, maintaining a comfortable yet intimate space. Let her know without words that you welcome her presence and value her attention. This small but powerful interaction creates a moment of harmony. It's in these quiet exchanges that the foundations of deeper connections are built. When someone leans in, they're inviting you into their personal space, a vulnerable and meaningful act. How you respond can either strengthen the bond or let the opportunity pass unnoticed. Now, think back to your own experiences. Have you ever been so captivated by someone that you naturally leaned closer? Or perhaps you've noticed someone doing the same with you but didn't realize its significance. This dynamic isn't just a random act of comfort. It's a subtle yet profound way we express connection and interest. Here's a thought. The next time you're in a conversation and notice her leaning in, pause and acknowledge it, not necessarily with words, but with your presence. Show her that you see and appreciate her effort to connect. This simple act of mindfulness aligns perfectly with Stoic principles, emphasizing the importance of being present and aware in every moment. Now let's engage. If you've ever noticed someone leaning in during a conversation and wondered what it meant, share your experience in the comments below. Or perhaps you're realizing now that you've missed this sign in the past. Let us know. Don't forget to like this video if you're finding these insights valuable. Your engagement helps us continue exploring the subtle art of human connection. Together, let's decode the language of attraction, one sign at a time. And remember, there are still 9 more signals to uncover, each more revealing than the last. Stay tuned, because the next sign might just change the way you see your interactions forever. Sign 3. She moves closer to you. Have you ever noticed someone subtly shifting closer to you in a room full of people? Maybe it seemed so natural that you didn't think twice about it, but here's the truth. Proximity speaks louder than words. When a woman consistently moves closer to you, whether it's in a casual gathering, a cozy cafe, or even at work, it's a powerful indication that she's drawn to your presence. Let's set the scene. You're at a friend's party, engaged in conversation with a group. As the night progresses, you find that she always seems to be nearby. At first, she's across the room, but then she drifts closer, joining your conversation or simply standing near you. Eventually, she's right beside you, her shoulder almost brushing yours. This isn't just happenstance. When a woman moves into your personal space, it's her way of saying, "I want to be near you." She might pretend it's incidental, reaching for a drink next to you or finding a seat close by. But the truth is, she's choosing proximity because she feels comfortable and connected around you. Proximity carries a certain warmth and intimacy. It's a way to break down barriers and invite a sense of closeness without saying a word. From a Stoic standpoint, being attuned to this behavior requires a keen sense of awareness. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of observing the world around you with a clear and present mind, allowing you to understand the intentions behind even the smallest actions. What's fascinating about this sign is how subtle it can be. She may never explicitly say, "I want to be close to you," but her actions will speak for her. Notice if she frequently finds excuses to be in your immediate vicinity. Does she inch closer during conversations? Does she position herself where she knows you'll notice her? These are not random choices, they're deliberate moves to capture your attention and establish a connection. The beauty of this signal lies in its duality. It's both bold and understated. On one hand, she's taking a step closer, breaking the usual boundaries of personal space. On the other, she's doing it in a way that feels natural and unobtrusive. It's a delicate dance of attraction, one that requires you to be observant and responsive. But proximity isn't just about physical closeness, it's also about emotional availability. When someone consistently chooses to be near you, they're signaling a readiness to engage on a deeper level. They're saying, "I feel safe and at ease in your presence." This is a profound compliment, one that shouldn't be taken lightly. So how should you respond? The key is to remain grounded and approachable. Don't pull away or create unnecessary distance. Instead, embrace the closeness, allowing the connection to unfold naturally. If she moves closer, you might lean in slightly or turn your body to face her, signaling that you're open to her presence. Remember, these moments of physical closeness are opportunities to build trust and understanding. They create a shared space where connection can thrive. By staying present and aware, you'll not only recognize her interest but also cultivate a sense of mutual comfort and respect. In the end, the act of moving closer is a subtle but significant gesture. It's her way of inviting you into her world, hoping you'll notice and reciprocate. So the next time you find her gravitating towards you, acknowledge the message she's sending. It's in these quiet, unspoken moments that the most meaningful connections are often born. Sign 4. She initiates physical contact. Physical touch is one of the most primal ways humans connect. It transcends language, speaking directly to our emotions and instincts. When a woman initiates physical contact, whether it's a light touch on your arm, a playful nudge, or even a fleeting brush of her hand against yours, it's rarely accidental. These moments, though seemingly small, are often laden with meaning. Think about it. You're in the middle of a conversation, and she gently taps your arm to emphasize a point or laughs and gives your shoulder a light push. These touches might seem casual, but they're her way of testing the waters, bridging the gap between your two worlds. Touch creates a tactile connection, one that builds intimacy and trust. Why does this matter? Because touch is inherently vulnerable. By reaching out, even in subtle ways, she's signaling her comfort with you and her desire to be closer. In Stoicism, we learn the importance of physical presence and the value of actions over words. Her touch is a tangible expression of interest, a gesture that conveys more than words ever could. The key to understanding her intentions lies in the frequency and context of these touches. Is she touching you more often than others around her? Does her touch linger just a moment longer than expected? These subtle nuances differentiate casual friendliness from genuine attraction. For instance, a brief, polite touch is different from a touch accompanied by sustained eye contact and a warm smile. There's also a playful element to touch. A woman who's flirting might use touch as a way to engage and tease you lightly. Perhaps she playfully swats your arm after you make a joke, or she brushes lint off your shoulder while commenting on your shirt. These interactions are not just about the physical contact, they're about building rapport and creating a sense of ease and connection. But physical touch isn't just about attraction, it's also about testing boundaries and gauging your response. How you react can either encourage her or signal disinterest. If you pull away or seem uncomfortable, she may interpret it as a sign to back off. On the other hand, if you respond warmly, perhaps by mirroring her gesture or simply holding your ground, you're showing her that you welcome her advances. From a Stoic perspective, the way you handle these moments speaks volumes about your composure and self-awareness. Stoicism teaches us to remain grounded, to respond with clarity and calm. When a woman touches you, acknowledge it without overreacting. Stay present, appreciate the connection, and allow the interaction to unfold naturally. There's also an important element of respect in these exchanges. While her touches may indicate interest, it's essential to ensure that the interaction remains comfortable and consensual for both parties. Pay attention to her body language and cues. Does she seem relaxed and open, or is she hesitant? Respecting her boundaries while being attuned to her signals is key to fostering a healthy and genuine connection. Ultimately, physical touch is one of the clearest indicators of attraction. It bypasses the intellectual and goes straight to the emotional, creating a sense of closeness that words often can't achieve. When she touches you, she's inviting you to share a moment of connection, however brief. Recognize it, respond with confidence, and let the bond between you grow naturally. These seemingly small gestures can pave the way for deeper, more meaningful interactions. Sign 5. Laughing at your jokes. Laughter is one of the most universal and powerful signals of connection. It transcends barriers, breaks down walls, and creates a sense of shared understanding. But when a woman laughs at your jokes, especially the ones that might not be all that funny, it's more than just a polite response. It's a clear sign that she enjoys your company and wants to make you feel good. Picture this. You're sharing a light-hearted story or throwing out a quick-witted comment, and she bursts into laughter. Her eyes light up, her smile widens, and for that moment it feels like the world narrows down to just the two of you. That laughter isn't just about the joke itself, it's about her enjoying the experience of being with you. It's her way of saying, "I like the way you make me feel." But how can you tell if her laughter holds a deeper meaning? Pay attention to its frequency and intensity. If she consistently laughs at your humor, even at your quirkiest or most understated jokes, it's a sign she's not just laughing at the words, but at the person delivering them. Her laughter becomes a tool of connection, a bridge that brings you closer together. From a Stoic perspective, laughter is a reminder to embrace joy and spontaneity. Stoicism doesn't mean shunning life's pleasures, it means appreciating them without becoming overly attached. In this case, her laughter invites you to share a moment of lightness and connection. It's a gift, a sign that she feels at ease in your presence. Laughter also has an inherently playful quality. When she laughs, it can dissolve any tension or nervousness in the conversation, creating a safe space for both of you to be your authentic selves. If she's laughing frequently, it signals that she's comfortable with you and enjoys your energy. Now, let's consider those moments when your joke doesn't quite land. Maybe it's a little too dry or out of left field. Yet she still chuckles, perhaps teasing you lightly in return. This reaction speaks volumes. It shows that she's invested in the interaction and wants to keep the momentum going, even if the humor didn't hit its mark. Her laughter becomes a way of sustaining the connection, ensuring the conversation remains lively and engaging. But here's the question. How do you respond to her laughter? Do you brush it off, unsure of what it means, or do you embrace it with confidence? When she laughs, smile back. Let her see that you appreciate her response and that you're enjoying the interaction as much as she is. This simple act of acknowledgement can strengthen the bond between you, fostering a sense of mutual enjoyment and understanding. Now it's your turn to reflect. Have you noticed someone laughing more than usual when you're around? Did it make you feel more connected to them, even if you weren't entirely sure why? Share your experiences in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. And if this insight resonated with you, don't forget to like this video. Every like and comment helps us continue exploring the subtle dynamics of human connection. Stay tuned, because the next sign is just as revealing. Each one brings us closer to understanding the nuanced language of attraction, and trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Sign 6. She plays with her hair. There's something undeniably captivating about the way a woman subtly plays with her hair. It's a gesture that seems so simple, so natural, and yet it carries with it layers of meaning. Imagine this, you're mid-conversation, sharing a story or simply exchanging thoughts, and she begins to twirl a strand of her hair around her finger or gently brush it behind her ear. At first glance, it might seem like an absent-minded habit, but in reality, it could be one of the oldest, most instinctual signs of attraction. Why does this matter? Because playing with her hair is often a subconscious act. It's a way for her to channel nervous energy or excitement when she's around someone she finds intriguing. When she's in your presence and her hands naturally gravitate towards her hair, It's her body's way of expressing interest without uttering a word. Let's dive deeper into the nuances of this behavior. Hair play can take on different forms depending on the context and her personality. She might slowly run her fingers through her hair, creating a soft, almost mesmerizing rhythm. Or perhaps she twirls a strand around her finger, letting it slip through her grasp as she listens intently. In other cases, she may toss her hair back with a quick, confident motion, drawing your attention to her face and neck. Why is this gesture so effective? It draws your focus. Her hair, an extension of her beauty, becomes a visual cue that pulls your eyes toward her. It's subtle but deliberate, a non-verbal way of saying, "Notice me." And while it might seem instinctive, it's also an act of vulnerability. By adjusting her hair in your presence, she's signaling that she cares about how she looks to you. From a Stoic perspective, hair play offers an opportunity to practice mindfulness. Stoicism teaches us to observe without immediate judgment, to see things as they are. When you notice her playing with her hair, don't jump to conclusions or let your emotions cloud your perception. Instead, recognize it for what it is, a sign that she may be interested, but also a moment to remain present and fully engaged in the interaction. What makes this gesture even more telling is how it complements other signs. Is she also leaning in while she plays with her hair? Does she maintain eye contact or laugh at your jokes? When combined with these behaviors, hair play becomes a stronger indicator of her attraction. It's the synergy of these subtle signals that paints a clearer picture of her feelings. However, context matters. Some women enjoy playing with their hair as a personal habit, even when they're alone. This is where your ability to observe becomes crucial. If she only seems to exhibit this behavior around you, it's likely more than just a habit. It's a targeted, subconscious action meant to capture your attention. So how should you respond? The answer lies in your presence. Acknowledge her actions without fixating on them. Engage her in conversation, let your body language remain open and relaxed, and continue to build the connection. Your calm, confident demeanor will reinforce the comfort and attraction she feels in your presence. Hair play is a dance of subtlety and intrigue, a small but powerful gesture in the grander symphony of attraction. It's a quiet signal, an invitation wrapped in simplicity. By recognizing it and responding with poise, you step into a deeper level of understanding, creating an environment where genuine connection can flourish. Sign 7. She observes your face closely. Have you ever felt the weight of someone's gaze, not just on your eyes, but on every detail of your face? It's an intimate and unmistakable feeling, one that speaks volumes without a single word being exchanged. When a woman closely observes your face, she's engaging in a silent form of admiration, a quiet exploration of the nuances that make you uniquely you. Imagine you're sharing a conversation and her eyes linger, tracing the curve of your jaw, the movement of your lips as you speak, or the subtle shifts in your expressions. She's not just looking, she's studying. What does this tell you? It means she's captivated, not just by what you're saying, but by how you're saying it. Every smile, every raised brow, every thoughtful pause draws her in deeper. Why is this significant? Because in a world where distractions are endless, giving someone undivided attention is a rare and powerful act. When she focuses on your face so intently, she's telling you that, in that moment, you are her center of attention. She's not scrolling through her phone or glancing around the room. She's present, engaged, and genuinely interested. From a Stoic perspective, this active observation underscores the value of presence. Stoicism encourages us to be fully aware of our surroundings and to cherish the moments of connection we share with others. Her focused attention is a gift, an invitation to meet her in that same space of mindfulness and authenticity. But let's take it a step further. When a woman closely observes your face, she's not just seeking to understand your outward appearance, she's also trying to read the unspoken language of your emotions. Are your eyes lighting up with excitement as you talk about a passion? Does your smile soften when the conversation turns personal? She's looking for those cues that reveal who you are beneath the surface. This kind of attention can be both flattering and disarming. It's a sign of trust and openness, a willingness to engage on a deeper level. And if you notice her tilting her head slightly as she watches you, it's an even stronger indicator of curiosity and interest. That small tilt often accompanies a desire to see you from a new perspective, both literally and figuratively. What should you do when you catch her observing you this way? The answer is simple. Don't shy away. Meet her gaze with confidence and warmth. Let her see that you're not only aware of her attention, but that you welcome it. This mutual acknowledgement can create a powerful sense of connection, one that goes beyond the superficial and ventures into the realm of genuine understanding. It's also important to consider how her focused observation fits within the broader context of your interaction. Is she leaning in slightly as she watches you? Does she mirror your expressions or react thoughtfully to your words? These additional cues can help you discern whether her interest is purely conversational or something more. Ultimately, when a woman closely observes your face, she's searching for a connection. She's drawn to the little details that make you stand out, the subtle expressions that reveal your personality and emotions. It's a quiet, intimate act that speaks to her desire to know you better, to understand not just what you say, but who you are. Embrace these moments. They are windows into her growing interest, opportunities to deepen your bond and create a shared space of vulnerability and authenticity. By recognizing and appreciating her attention, you can foster a connection that feels both natural and profound. Sign 8. She uses affectionate nicknames. Words have power, and the way someone addresses you can reveal their true feelings. When a woman starts using affectionate nicknames, babe, sweetie, or even playful, personalized monikers, it's a sign she's trying to establish a closer, more intimate connection. These terms aren't just random, they're her way of creating a private language between the two of you, a linguistic bridge that narrows the emotional distance. Think about it. When someone uses a nickname, it's often tied to warmth, comfort, and familiarity. It signals a shift in how she views you. You're no longer just another person in her social circle. You're someone special. Each time she calls you by a pet name, she's reinforcing this unique bond. But here's where it gets interesting. Nicknames aren't just about affection, they're also about exclusivity. By using a term of endearment, she's subtly marking you as different from others. It's her way of saying, you hold a unique place in my life. This act of verbal intimacy can often go unnoticed if you're not paying attention, but once you start hearing these little terms of affection, you'll realize how powerful they are. From a Stoic perspective, it's important to recognize the depth behind seemingly simple actions. Stoicism teaches us to observe and understand human behavior without letting ego or assumption cloud our judgment. In this case, affectionate nicknames are more than just cute words. They're her way of building emotional closeness. Now, consider how these nicknames evolve over time. At first, she might use them sparingly, testing the waters. But as the connection grows stronger, you may notice them becoming more frequent or even more playful. She might give you a nickname tied to an inside joke or a shared memory. These personalized touches deepen the connection, creating a sense of us that's hard to ignore. The tone and context in which she uses these nicknames also matter. Does her voice soften when she calls you honey? Is there a playful lilt when she says troublemaker? Each variation adds another layer of meaning, revealing how she feels in that moment and what she wants to convey to you. But how should you respond? The best approach is to embrace the intimacy. You might even playfully reciprocate with a nickname of your own, signaling that you're on the same wavelength. This mutual exchange of affection can foster a deeper, more comfortable dynamic between you. Now let's bring it back to you. Have you ever noticed someone using a special nickname for you and wondered what it meant? Or maybe you've caught yourself smiling when you hear it, feeling a little closer to the person saying it. Share your experiences in the comments below. Did it lead to a deeper connection? Or perhaps you've started using nicknames yourself. Let us know how it changed the dynamic. And if this insight is resonating with you, give this video a like. Every bit of engagement helps us dive deeper into the fascinating world of human connection. There are still a few more signs to uncover, so stay tuned. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Sign 9. She raises her voice around you. Have you ever noticed how the energy of a room shifts when a particular person speaks? In a group setting, voices often blend into the background hum of conversation. But when a woman raises her voice, making it more prominent and distinct, it's not just about being heard, it's about being noticed, specifically by you. Let's set the scene. You're at a lively social gathering, the kind where laughter and chatter bounce off the walls. Amidst the commotion, you notice her voice cutting through the noise, louder and more pronounced than usual. She may be sharing a story, making a playful remark, or even laughing just a bit louder than before. What's important is that she's making sure you hear her. Why would she do this? Raising her voice is a way to stand out in a crowded space, to ensure her presence doesn't get lost in the flurry of activity. It's a subtle but effective strategy for catching your attention without directly demanding it. She's signaling, "I want you to notice me," without having to single you out in front of everyone. This behavior becomes even more significant if it's out of character for her. If she's naturally soft-spoken, but suddenly amps up her volume when you're near, it's a strong indicator that she's seeking your acknowledgement. On the flip side, if she's already the life of the party, pay attention to how often her raised voice is directed toward you, or how she reacts when she notices you're listening. From a Stoic perspective, understanding this cue requires a balance of observation and restraint. Stoicism teaches us to read situations without jumping to conclusions, to observe human behavior with clarity and discernment. In this case, her raised voice is a signal, an invitation to engage. But it's crucial to remain composed and thoughtful in your response, acknowledging her presence without rushing to interpret her intentions too quickly. The context is key here. Does she raise her voice specifically when she's sharing something she thinks will catch your interest? Is she laughing louder when you're around, amplifying moments of joy in your presence? Or perhaps she's emphasizing certain points in conversation, making sure her words resonate with you. Each of these scenarios adds depth to the interaction, creating a rhythm of communication that's attuned to your dynamic. Beyond just catching your attention, raising her voice is also about creating a shared moment. In a crowded space, where distractions are plenty, it's her way of saying, "Let's carve out a little bubble of connection, even in this noisy room." It's about fostering a sense of closeness despite the chaos, drawing you into her orbit through the power of her voice. How should you respond? The key is to show that her efforts aren't in vain. Make eye contact when she speaks, offer a smile or nod in acknowledgement, and engage with what she's sharing. These small gestures signal that you're not only hearing her, but that you're genuinely tuned into her presence. In the end, a raised voice is more than just an auditory adjustment. It's a declaration of presence, a bid for connection. By recognizing and responding to this cue, you step into a more attentive and engaging interaction, one where both parties feel seen and heard amidst the buzz of the crowd. Sign 10. She shares her vulnerabilities. There's a certain power in vulnerability, a quiet strength that comes from opening up and sharing the parts of ourselves that we usually keep hidden. When a woman begins to show you her vulnerable side, it's a profound sign of trust and connection. She's letting down her guard, inviting you into her inner world, and signaling that your presence makes her feel safe and understood. Imagine this. During a conversation, she starts to reveal personal stories, perhaps about her fears, her past, or her dreams. These aren't the polished anecdotes she might share with a casual acquaintance. They're raw, real, and deeply personal. She's not trying to impress you with tales of success or confidence. Instead, she's offering you a glimpse of her true self, imperfections and all. Why is this significant? Because vulnerability is inherently risky. It requires courage to expose one's inner thoughts and emotions, especially in a society that often equates vulnerability with weakness. By choosing to share these parts of herself with you, she's demonstrating a level of emotional intimacy that goes beyond surface-level interactions. She's telling you, "I trust you to see me as I am." One of the most subtle yet powerful ways she might display vulnerability is through her body language. Have you ever noticed a woman gently tilting her head to the side, exposing her neck as she speaks? This gesture, though seemingly small, is one of the oldest biological signals of trust and openness. The neck, being a vulnerable part of the body, is rarely exposed unless there's a sense of safety and comfort. When she shows this kind of openness, she's subconsciously signaling her trust in you. From a Stoic perspective, vulnerability offers a unique opportunity to practice empathy and mindfulness. Stoicism teaches us to value the present moment and to engage with others from a place of understanding and compassion. When a woman shares her vulnerabilities, it's a chance to be fully present, to listen deeply, and to offer her a safe space where she feels heard and valued. However, vulnerability isn't always about sharing deep emotional stories. It can also be found in the little moments, when she admits she's nervous about an upcoming event, when she seeks your advice on something personal, or when she shares her hopes for the future, no matter how uncertain they may seem. These moments, though less dramatic, are equally significant. They show that she values your perspective and trusts you enough to let her guard down. How should you respond when she opens up in this way? The key is to handle her vulnerability with care and respect. Listen attentively, offer thoughtful responses, and avoid the temptation to jump in with solutions or judgments. Sometimes what she needs most is simply someone who will sit with her in that moment, sharing the weight of her thoughts and emotions. Vulnerability, when met with empathy, can deepen your connection in profound ways. It creates a foundation of trust and mutual respect, where both individuals feel safe to be their authentic selves. By recognizing and honoring her courage to be vulnerable, you not only strengthen your bond but also show her that you're someone who values emotional depth and genuine connection. In the end, when a woman shares her vulnerabilities with you, she's offering a gift of trust. It's a rare and precious opportunity to connect on a level that goes beyond words, one that builds a bridge between two souls seeking understanding and companionship. Embrace these moments with the steadiness and compassion of a true Stoic, and you'll find that they can lead to some of the most meaningful and lasting connections of your life. Sign 11. She mirrors your actions. Have you ever caught someone mimicking your movements, almost like a reflection in a mirror? It might seem like a coincidence at first, but when a woman mirrors your actions, it's rarely accidental. This subtle yet powerful behavior is one of the clearest signs of her interest and desire to connect with you on a deeper level. Imagine you're sitting across from her during a conversation. You reach for your drink, and a few moments later she does the same. You lean in slightly to emphasize a point, and she mirrors the movement without missing a beat. These aren't just random acts, they're subconscious cues that signal rapport, harmony, and attraction. Why does this happen? Mirroring is a natural human tendency deeply rooted in our social instincts. When we feel connected to someone, we unconsciously start to sync our behaviors with theirs. It's a way of building trust and fostering a sense of belonging. By reflecting your actions, she's creating a rhythm of interaction that feels comfortable and familiar. From a Stoic perspective, mirroring emphasizes the importance of mindfulness in our interactions. Stoicism teaches us to be fully aware of the present moment, to observe and understand the subtleties of human behavior. When you notice her mirroring your actions, it's a cue to acknowledge the connection she's trying to establish. But how can you be sure this is a sign of attraction and not just a coincidence? Context matters. Pay attention to the frequency and timing of her mirroring. Is it consistent throughout your interaction? Does it happen during moments of heightened engagement or emotional intensity? If the answer is yes, then it's likely she's subconsciously aligning herself with you to deepen the connection. Mirroring isn't limited to physical movements, it can also extend to speech patterns and emotional expressions. Have you ever noticed her adopting your phrases or matching the tone and pace of your conversation? Perhaps she laughs when you laugh or echoes your enthusiasm when discussing a shared interest. These behaviors reinforce the bond, creating a sense of unity and shared experience. Now, here's the fascinating part. Mirroring not only reflects attraction but also enhances it. Studies have shown that when two people mirror each other's behavior, it creates a positive feedback loop, strengthening the sense of connection. In other words, the more you notice and respond to her mirroring, the deeper the bond becomes. How should you respond when you observe this behavior? First, appreciate the moment for what it is, a sign that she's genuinely engaged with you. You don't need to call attention to it or overthink it. Instead, focus on maintaining the flow of your interaction. Continue to be present, authentic, and open, allowing the connection to develop naturally. If you want to subtly acknowledge her mirroring, you can even reciprocate it. For instance, if she leans in, lean in slightly as well. If she adopts a certain phrase or tone, you might mirror it back in a playful or thoughtful way. This creates a sense of mutual understanding and reinforces the connection she's seeking. In the end, mirroring is a beautiful dance of human connection, a silent yet profound way of saying, "I feel in sync with you." By recognizing and embracing this behavior, you tap into a deeper level of communication, one that goes beyond words and speaks directly to the heart. It's a reminder that attraction isn't always loud or overt. Sometimes, it's found in the quiet symphony of shared movements and mirrored moments. As we've journeyed through these 11 signs, a common thread emerges. Attraction often speaks in whispers, not shouts. It reveals itself in the subtlety of eye contact, the quiet shift of proximity, the warmth of a gentle touch, or the playful cadence of affectionate nicknames. These signs, though small in isolation, together weave a tapestry of connection, trust, and mutual interest. Understanding these cues is about more than just recognizing when someone is drawn to you. It's about cultivating a deeper awareness of human interaction, embracing the delicate dance of attraction with confidence, respect, and mindfulness. Stoicism, with its emphasis on presence and composure, offers a perfect framework for navigating these moments. It teaches us to observe without judgment, to respond with intention, and to appreciate the beauty of genuine connection. But here's the real power of this knowledge. It transforms the way you engage with the world. When you can recognize these signs, you move through life with greater confidence, knowing how to foster meaningful connections. You learn to be present in your interactions, to notice the little things that often go unseen, and to respond with authenticity and grace. As you reflect on these signs, ask yourself, how many of these moments have you encountered in your own life? Have you overlooked the quiet signals someone might have been sending your way? Or perhaps you felt the subtle pull of attraction but weren't sure how to interpret it. Now, armed with this insight, you're better equipped to recognize and embrace those moments. Let these signs guide you, but remember, they're not about creating a checklist or seeking validation. They're about understanding the unspoken language of attraction and engaging with others from a place of genuine curiosity and respect. Every interaction is an opportunity to connect, to learn, and to grow. As we conclude, I invite you to reflect on what resonated with you most. Have these insights illuminated new perspectives on your past or current relationships? If so, take a moment to share your thoughts and experiences with others. Each story adds richness to our collective understanding of human connection. And if you found value in this exploration, consider sharing it with someone who might benefit. Whether they're navigating the complexities of new relationships or simply seeking to deepen their understanding of attraction, this knowledge could be a game changer. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Here's to embracing the subtle beauty of connection, to living with presence and authenticity, and to building relationships that are rooted in mutual respect and understanding. Until next time, stay curious, stay grounded, and continue to explore the art of meaningful connection.